we'll get to football today at some point, but I wanted to ask you your reaction to everything that's been going on the last few days with the NBA and the social injustice, and what did you share with your players this morning about that?
We talked about it right when it came out. We didn't wait till today. We talk about current events all the time. Nowadays, you have to. There's just so much stuff that goes on. And just like when the George Floyd situation happened, we went from both perspectives. We went from the perspective of a young black man that got shot 7 times, and we went from the perspective of the policeman, and how we as players, as coaches, have a responsibility and to do things right. How we handle this situation will be a reflection of our program and how we use our platform, continue to speak up and do things. And, our kids they're amazing kids. We have disagreements on our team. We have guys that see it one way, guys that see it another way. It doesn't leave our locker room. We did a video for Northside Independent School District on social injustice. Stan Lang has told me it's been very well received because our kids understand the different dynamics that black people, brown people, and white people have, and their voices are being heard. And we're going to continue to find ways to use our platform to educate, be empathetic, and make San Antonio a better place, the state a better place, and the world a better place. And I got 110 kids that I wish I could put out in the world, and everybody can see how you're supposed to be.
Thanks, Jeff.
Greg, you're up.
Jeff, along those lines, did you consider whether it might be right to not hold practice today? I know I've seen at least 1 or 2 colleges have done that.
We have a leadership council. Our guys did not bring that to my attention. We had a great practice this morning, one of our best ones. And our guys have a different spin on it so far. They want to use, their sport to be a platform. They want to get out there. So we won't be having these press conferences. You won't be talking to us if we're not playing.
Have you thought about what those initiatives might look like on game days or as you go forward the next couple months to try to raise that awareness or have that conversation?
Well, we're going to meet Sunday night at 6. We've had 10 kids elected to the leadership council. We got a long list of subjects we're going to be meeting on Sunday night at 6. And I still am in communication with them all the time. It's going to be our first formal meeting as a leadership council. And those kids have some great ideas. They've been great the entire time. I feel like I'm Ryan Philo today, the way my voice sounds. Because my Ryan Philo impersonation going on today.
Thanks.
John, you're up.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, now it's official. You'll have a 12-game schedule with the BYU game yesterday. Obviously excited that you get to play 12 games, but you also don't have a bye week, basically, from your first game until your final game. The challenges that arise from that, I mean, I know injuries is probably a big thing of a concern, but what's the biggest challenge you see ahead going through 12 weeks straight of nothing but football?
It's a great question, and it's a sad time in our society when we got a 12-game football schedule finally released, and that's not what we get to talk about first. And that concerns me about our country, that we just can't seem to get right. And but to answer your question, obviously playing 12 weeks in a row, not having an open week, can we stay healthy? How smart am I going to be with the Texas heat? And making sure our kids can maintain the right time to recover, to be ready to play on Saturday when we're already behind like we are just because of new coach. pandemic, no spring ball. So those are just a few things we got to get fixed. But it's a beautiful thing about me getting to coach in this state so many years. I do understand the Texas heat, and you're a high school football coach. You got to win 16 to win a state championship. So you play a lot of games in a row. Usually your open week's about week 3 or 4 or 5. So you got to play 11 or 12 weeks in a row anyway. So I've kind of navigated through that a little bit in my career, and I'll use some of that experience to do the same this year.
I wanted to follow up about something. I don't know if anyone's brought it up since the first time you talked, but the single digits. Has anybody earned a single digit yet on your team? And what's kind of the process to get one of those numbers at this point?
Yeah, we've got it done. We're going to announce it Sunday. We're going to start letting that get out. We made a huge deal out of the 2-1-0. Our triangle of toughness, which for us is to be very physical on defense, have a run the ball mentality. You got to be able to run football and be physical on special teams. So we have the 2-1-0 numbers were the ones that we voted on, the most prestigious, and the single digits followed. And so we've got that done, and we'll announce it. We'll get the 2-1-0 kids out probably Sunday night, and the rest of them will go through the week. 110 kids voted. The coaches voted. And, top 10 kids get the singles. And now we had some offensive linemen that were voted in that top 10, obviously. So I'm going to put a triangle on the back of their helmet, the 2-1-0, just so we can signify those guys would have been in a single digit, but they can't wear a single digit because they're linemen. So that was very competitive. The kids really took a great pride in that, and we're excited about it. Of course, when you're the head coach, you're always disappointed for number 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. They were almost there, but didn't quite get there. But in today's society, we need to learn that they're not just, not everybody gets a ribbon. I know that's what we want everybody to believe, but it's not the way it is. And so, yeah, good question.
I want to ask you one last thing too. Obviously, today and tomorrow's a big day for a lot of your friends in the business. High school football starting around the state. For you, how excited are you for them to be able to start the season this weekend and to get things going and hopefully have a full season play all the way through December?
It's just so good for kids. I mean, I know it's the right thing. And I know I get people send me messages on Twitter, and I get it. I don't respond to them, but it's the right thing for kids. I know they're safer with us than they are without us. So not to even mention mental health. Be tired at night. It's good for when they put their head down on a pillow that they're hurting a little bit and they're tired. You just sleep better. I don't do anything all day. I don't sleep so good. I toss and turn. I get out there and sweat and work, do something, feel productive about myself. I'm happy for them. I'm thrilled for coaching buddies, players, parents, bands, all that. It's just good stuff. And I'll be keeping up with that Gilmer-Gladewater score tomorrow night. I think they move the game tomorrow night, so that's always a big game in East Texas, and especially for me, that's where I'm from. Coach Griffin's from Gladewater, and we got a small wager. If and when Gilmer wins, he's going to wear my leather jacket at practice. And if Gladewater were to pull the upset, I'm going to wear his jersey at practice. So I'll be keeping my eye on that one.
Thanks, Coach.
Hey, Travis, you're up. Travis, you there?
Travis went to wear the white buffalo.
There we go. Sorry about that, Coach.
Yeah.
You mentioned it earlier, and you tweeted yesterday. You wish America was like your locker room. And I just wanted to see if you could give us a little more insight into what you see on a daily basis and why you feel that way.
It's okay to disagree. We can all agree to disagree. I don't know at what point that became not okay, that we could not have different opinions. That's what makes America so great. And a different perspective is okay. And we encourage difficult conversations. I want to be challenged by my coaches. I want our players to be challenged by us. I want them to be able to feel comfortable in challenging us with their thoughts. I just feel strongly about that. And the very first time I ever met with these kids, I was extremely worried. New coach dealing with all this social injustice. Man, they just, from Miles Benning to 100 pluses to Sticks, just so many different kids. Leroy, Frank, so many different kids just had great perspectives on how to look at this and how we're going to make this better. We've been dealing with this for 400 years. It's not like it just showed up. How can we make it better? What can we do? And like I was telling, I think JJ, whoever asked, I'm not quite sure. We're going to meet Sunday night at 6, and it's number one on my list to talk about. What can we do to really make it better? And, obviously getting signed up to vote is a big deal. Voting's a big deal. And why is it bad to talk about it? Why is it bad to – obviously we need to. We got to get it better. And whatever side you might be on, I don't understand why there has to be a side. Why can we not be empathetic to a fundamental belief that we should all have a genuine love for each other? And just because your opinion might be different doesn't mean you don't love each other. You just see the world differently. And the more we understand each other, the greater chance we have of loving each other. And that's why it's so great to have a team, be in a locker room, be forced to talk about these subjects. And I feel strongly that's why we're here as coaches, and that's a greater role we have. And the football is just a carrot to help young men navigate through life.
Okay. Before we get Kadari Johnson in there, Coach's got a little bit of a quick announcement on him.
Yeah. So today, I told my guys that 18 times we didn't run all the way off the field. So we were going to run 18 perfect 40s into practice. So practice is over, had them all gather up, and told them all that if Kadari, who's not a punt returner, if he caught Lucas's punt, there'd be no running. Of course, Lucas bounds one up there, and Kadari doesn't catch it, which I understand that because Lucas can boom it, and Kadari doesn't catch punts, right? So I had Ryan Fowler line all of them up, and they were going to run perfect 40s, 18 of them. But I pulled Kadari out, and I put him in push-up position. And I told him he wasn't going to have to run. Since he didn't catch the punt, it's his fault, made everybody run. So everybody's going to have to run. So you can imagine the peer pressure and how bad Kadari felt. And then I said, I'll tell you what, instead of making everybody run 18 perfect 40s, we're going to put Kadari on scholarship today. And, man, those kids went crazy. They all love Kadari, and they were really, really thrilled for him. Kadari's a great young man that's worked his tail off. And UTSA is really glad to help a young man like him go achieve his college degree and get his dreams conquered.